Yeah, and I didn't realize because I didn't hook up the electric on it whenever it got done, and I wasn't with them when they did. I didn't know that it was 240 going to my well pump, and so I would actually.
Whoa. Hold on. There we go.
We have entered high-tech reverb.
But I went out and I hooked up a wire because I was going to hook up a manual light bulb so I could just flip the switch inside the well house.
Right.
And every time I hooked it up, I couldn't figure out why I kept blowing up light bulbs because I was hooking a damn bulb to damn 240 or 240.
Yep. Man. Well, you gentlemen doing good? Oh, we got Honey Badger here.
Yep, I went ahead and hit live. We was kind of just chatting there.
No worries. I saw you do it. We're good. I was late getting here because, man, I wanted to be here about 30 minutes before this. But traffic in Atlanta said different.
I might have to go into my work van and get my work coat.
What? It's only like 45. No, this is the guy who always says, "Boy, it has to be like 5 below, and then I'll put a shirt on when I go grill." What's up, Honey Badger?
I ain't ashamed. I got on this, and it's 46 right now here. And I'm inside, but it ain't 46 inside. It's 68 here inside.
There we go. Now I lost the comments, but that's all right. Let's try to see the.
Oh, we got pickles.
There we go.
Hey, Charlie.
Move this over to here. Okay, I just wanted to see where we at. This will be fine, I think. What do you think?
I think it will.
All right. Okay. So, Mike, I cheated tonight. I'm just going to go out and say it. I was lazy.
That's all right.
So after the show last week, it was Sunday. This guy says, "Hey, let's make clam chowder because I know Mike won't do it."
He's right.
That's a great idea. I said, "That's a great idea." But I had to go buy 2 new tires for our main car. And did oil change on one car, on the other car, and I've got one due on this one. So I had some car maintenance. So I dug in the pantry, and this is what I found.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me find the one I'm looking for. There it is. Oh, Old Bay clam chowder. Oh,
So
I've seen that.
I've had this before, and it's been sitting in the pantry because I liked it, so I bought another one. So Mr. Rusty's like, "Let's do clam chowder." And after my car maintenance shopping excursion, my buddy said, "You're not doing clam chowder." So we're cheating. We're going to use Old Bay clam chowder.
Go for it.
But I'm going to do it in I'm breaking out a little bit, our little 1-quart Dutch oven.
Yeah.
And we're going to cook it in the 1-quart Dutch oven.
Oh, you're going to do a 1-quart cook.
Yes.
You got I see the chimney too. Yeah, okay.
We got the chimney set up. I got the burner in there. So you can see that.
Yeah.
I got the propane bottle right here. And as long as Rusty doesn't knock it over, we should be good.
You're in business, man.
And I say Rusty do that because, he's over there with nervous leg syndrome. So let me scoot it away from you there. Just a hair. You're all right. You're all right. So that's how I'm cheating.
Well, are you still in morning over Saturday?
It took me till Monday evening. Yeah, Monday night I finally got okay with it. Like my stomach settled down. I wasn't near as sick looking at Facebook. Yeah.
Well, for those what don't know it, Lee is like a big time Ohio State fan, and they lost to Michigan, and much like Georgia Tech here, when you lose to the team like that, that's their big rival. It's just the whole season's like, why? So while that game was doing that Friday night, man, I saw maybe the best college football game I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And that was Georgia Tech, 8 overtimes.
You're going to have to scoot over a little bit because this is cutting your head off. I didn't realize that. Let me see. Go ahead.
But it was 8 overtimes, and Georgia beat them 44-22.
Yeah. I saw the 8 overtimes, but I didn't watch it.
Much like the rest of the year, Tech in the first half just owned Georgia. Just owned them like a lot of teams did this year. And Georgia came out in the second half a whole different team and played the way they're supposed to. Tech had them down 17-0, shut out in the first half. And
there we go.
It was tied at into regulation, and then there was some penalties that weren't called that should have been. There were some that were called that shouldn't have been. But all in all, best football game I have ever seen, college game I've ever seen on TV. Best one ever. It was some kind of something. It had you on the edge of your seat at the end of the game.
How did you get 20 points versus 40-something points in overtime? I thought overtime, the first score, and it was over.
Does college? They don't do the first score, do they? They go by possessions.
No, they go. Each team gets a possession. If the first team scores a touchdown and the extra point, you got to score a touchdown and the extra point. You start at the 25. There's no clock, and you go till you can't. Either you've run out of downs, or you scored, or they've taken the ball away from you. Then you've got after they do that, in the second overtime, you have to go for 2 if you're still tied up, and all the subsequent overtimes are going. And the second and third overtime, you have to go for 2 points after a touchdown, and then any other overtimes after that, you're strictly doing 2-point conversions. No, there's one play. You're running one play, and that's a 2-point conversion play. And that was how Tech lost to them, was on a 2-point conversion play. They scored, Tech didn't.
So, Rusty, maybe you can make heads or tails of this one. Honey Badger says Lee and Rusty's side is starting to look like Bob and Doug McKenzie's Great White North show.
Oh, yeah, that was on SCTV. Bob and Doug McKenzie. It was Rick Moranis and I cannot remember the other guy's name. But they did the parts. They were brothers.
Okay.
They were from Canada.
So is that a good thing that we're looking like them?
Well, they did little comedy sketches and all, and they would dress up, and they would be wearing Great White North stuff, that kind of thing. Eh?
Probably not Jamie Pants then, huh?
We need to start coming up with comedy skits.
Yeah, I'm terrible at planning a video, not alone a comedy skit. I'm already a train wreck, dude.
Well,
So
you're making clam chowder.
Yep.
I'm doing sausage, Italian sausage rather, vegetable soup, and if all goes well, I'm gonna do like a cheese quesadilla to go with it.
Okay. I didn't think about anything sides because I wasn't hungry. But
Yeah.
Charlie, a can of soup? Yeah, I'm cheating, dude. I know, I'm cheating.
Hang on, I'll be right back. Hang on. I'm gonna make you feel better.
It's all right. I'm cheating. It's all right. NBL, what's going on, buddy? So, you know,
What about that?
What you got? You got tomato soup?
Canned tomato soup. I'll add it to my soup.
So I've looked at those keto soups, and I don't know. They have different ingredients, but I don't know that it's still heavily processed. So
yeah,
is it really better for me versus the not?
But I got this just to try.
Yeah, I hear you. See the comedy skit right there, Rusty, was I was trying to connect my green bottle to my burner without the adapter. And I was trying to figure out why it's not working. Fortunately, y'all didn't see that. Or know that the recalculating was going on.
Recalculating?
Yeah. Oh, Honey Badger, I did watch your live. I rewatched your live the other day. That was pretty good. He's been going live lately.
I know. I've been seeing it now.
Yeah. Doing good, too.
I haven't had a chance to watch anything.
I subbed his channel Sunday. I've seen quite a few of them. So,
that was a little higher than I expected.
Oh, it shot up? The flame did?
Oh, it shot up. Yeah, it was a good one.
All right, folks, back it up and do instant replay.
That was a good one.
Well,
that was for Charlie and James. Thanks for coming. Oh,
all that gas
shit.
had a perfect.
okay, so I've got the sausage browned here, and I've added some garlic, and I've added my canned soup. So I got canned soup too.
Oh, jeez.
That'll make Lee feel much better.
Well, thank you, buddy. Terry, how you doing, man? I hope everything's good on your end. You've been on our prayer list.
Yes. You have.
Yep. Hear that rattle?
Oh man, I forget. I meant to saute my doggone peppers and all in here with the onions, with the sausage. I forgot to do it. Oh well.
Okay. Yeah. So
I'm just adding spices in there: garlic powder, onion powder.
Oh.
Now I'm gonna get some garlic.
It's
maybe not garlic, but I'm gonna get some chopped onion, some dehydrated chopped onion.
called audible.
Because onion good.
The gas was coming out of here. Technical difficulty. Looks like I have a little gas leak.
Uh-oh.
On
your bottle?
No, on the burner.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an unusual place.
Yeah, that's gonna be hot. Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, I just happened to notice that right here. Well, no, right here is where I was getting a gas leak. So
could it just need tightened up?
That's what I'm looking. Let's see. I didn't know that this unscrewed. Looks like
Awesome.
it just pushes on there.
I got canned mushrooms again because I'm telling you, I don't know how bad the mushrooms are in your store, but in my store, they're horrible. The fresh ones.
It's kind of hit and miss, and depends on which store you go to.
I haven't found a decent mushroom in a long time.
That thing's probably been loose for a while, and that's why we've been hearing the air release for the last couple of times we used it.
Could be.
I figure I'd rather use a canned mushroom than one that's not a good looking mushroom.
Right. Yeah, it all depends on where I go, whether I find good ones or not. And if I don't, if they're not good, then I don't get them.
So I'm adding 2 cans of tomatoes.
Here at Food Line.
Some days they're terrible.
They're diced tomatoes. And they're just Costco brand. The Kirkland.
All right. So let's try not to blow Rusty up this time.
That probably would be very appreciated by him. Am I right, Rusty?
I believe so. I don't know. I hear that jet engine.
Yep. Now it's not. Now it's good. Now it's good.
You fix it?
Yeah.
Good.
So evidently that piece there, it slides in and out like it has it doesn't come off, but yeah. So I think that's what it was, but I'll keep an eye on it. I got it pushed in, so hopefully it works good.
Yeah.
Technical difficulty, but it happens.
I mean,
This is just chicken broth.
the gas flow sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds a lot better now. Terry says doing good. Wife came home yesterday afternoon. Good.
Excellent.
What's up, Scotty? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, man.
Smoking
In the boys' room.
cheeseburgers and baked French fries. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I've done that where I've done taken frozen French fries and threw them on a smoker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They get a good smoke flavor and crisp up a bit. Yep.
That is a mighty good meal right there. Now, the last item is green beans in here. Now we stir.
Gonna dump that in there. Trash can's behind you.
I need a little more. No, it's not the last ingredient. My bad. I thought I'd already added this other, but it didn't.
Have you had this?
No.
No? Okay. Oops, all right.
So, how was y'all's Thanksgiving?
Pretty good. I did very well in not eating very many carbs. I had a small plate. I did not do a very good job at staying away from the sweets, though. Fat kid syndrome. It happens.
Yeah.
But I offset that because I didn't have I had like a small spoon of mac and cheese and a small spoon of whatever else. Rice cauliflower.
Yep. That is the last item, other than any more seasoning that goes in. And as you can see, she's coming together nicely.
Yep, I need to put you up on the big screen because we're bumming. There you go. Now we can see your pot. Clam chowder for the win. So Scotty, you missed it. I think it was Sunday. We were talking, and Rusty said, "Man, clam chowder sounds good for Wednesday." And I was like, "All right," but I had some car maintenance expenses, and I had to go rooting around in the old pantry to see what I had, and I had this can of Old Bay clam chowder to try out, which I've already had it, and I know what it tastes like, and I know we're gonna have to add more Old Bay. So I got that out here. We'll add it once it starts getting heated up. And this also gave me the perfect opportunity to break this setup up again, break out this setup again, and
I know you like doing that setup.
oh, I do. I had it all kind of put away because I was cleaning the garage. You can't tell by looking at it, but I had it put away, and I was like, man, I miss it. I want to get it back out.
Well, the last time I used mine was whenever the hurricane came through and we had no power.
Right.
I fired mine up on top of the kitchen stove, and I made bacon and eggs and everything on it.
Yep. So I've kind of missed not having this set up out, and I've been like eyeballing another setup where there's a burner that sits on top of the propane bottle from Walmart's got one, and it screws on, and it's just a burner.
Yeah.
It sits on top, and it'd be great for a skillet or.
And so the base of the bottle is the support for the skillet.
Yeah. And it has the base for the bottle to sit in so it doesn't tip over.
Oh, it has one. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So I had kind of looked at that the other day, and it was $25, and I was like, I'm gonna sit on it for a minute and think about it, and then when the old YouTube check clears, hopefully in 3 months, we'll we'll look into it then. Because with it being so cold, we're not going to go to the lake or anything like that.
We went to the lake and did our family pictures on Sunday after I left here.
Yeah.
And we went to Oliphant.
Yep.
And that air blowing off of that freaking lake was ice cold.
Yeah. And if it's 20 degrees in the morning, we're not going out there like that.
What lake?
It's called Lake Oliphant. It's a man-made lake in Chester County.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last time Lee and I went out there, they just stocked it with 30,000 fish.
Woo.
So Honey Badger says, I bet Rusty shucked a few clams in his day.
Actually, I never have.
He doesn't do much seafood outside of shrimp.
I look, shrimp, fish, crab, clams. I can't stand the oyster. No matter what, fried, raw. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I cannot do an oyster. Well, I love fried clam strips and clam chowder. I just never had a clam on the shell before. I've never shucked one.
Really? Okay.
And it's weird, like the mussels. I can't do mussels. Like whenever you get a whole bunch of them, you put them in the bowl.
Woo, Mike!
That ain't me.
Somebody, is that me? I don't know, a fan kicked on or something. But anyway, you were saying?
I was saying, like the mussels that you get whenever you throw them in the shrimp boils.
Yep.
I can't do those mussels for some reason.
Oh, I love mussels.
But I love clams.
Clams, yeah.
Hmm.
Do you like them fried or battered? Or fried or in butter?
Fried.
Okay.
I like them in chowder.
Okay. Let's see. Where's the carb count on the chunky? Okay. Okay. Right there. So let's read this through. 2 servings per container. Okay. So that would be half a can.
Yeah, that's BS.
It is 80 calories, or no, 180 calories per half can, which is 1 cup. Okay? It is 10 grams of fat per 1 serving. This is all per 1 serving. It is 18 carbohydrates. It has 3 grams of dietary fiber, 1 gram of total sugar, and what else do you want to know? Sodium, 840 milligrams of sodium, 10 milligrams of cholesterol.
Wait a minute. 800 milligrams per
Half
a can?
Half
So
can.
1,600 milligrams that whole can? Wow.
It says 1820 for the whole can.
Wow.
So it is very salt heavy. But there it is. Let me move this. Let me slide
I'm
this
sure
in.
that Obey has nothing to do with that.
Yeah. There you go, James.
I'm quite sure my wife would love it. Man.
So at total sugars is 1 gram, but your total carbohydrates is 18 carbs per 1 cup.
Oops.
So
And I'm sorry, but that's not 2 servings in that can.
No, that's 1 serving.
I'm normally a 1 serving fella,
Yeah.
but
It's like that pint of ice cream they say is what, 3 servings?
in a pint.
Yeah. I'm like, you ain't been in my house, have you?
A
Or
pint or
anybody else's?
a gallon.
Pint.
So, Mike, with the holidays coming up, I was watching Pit Life Barbecue podcast the other day, last night, and they were going through their gift giving ideas, which
Okay.
got me thinking. We're doing 2 shows, this one and Sunday.
Yeah.
What culinary gift ideas would you give somebody who is either just starting keto or already in the life? Let's go with your top 5.
First off, a mini waffle maker.
Okay.
That if you want to have something that's going to be fantastic, and I would not get the single one. I would get the 4, the one that makes 4 at a time.
Okay.
Unless it's just you, then I would just get 2, and 2 of the minis instead of the 4. Then after that, I would make sure that I got all the electrolytes that I need. And it may call for you buying some, to take, because and you're gonna be cramping up, and having keto flu is a real thing. And so the electrolytes, magnesium, glycinate, whatever how you pronounce it. That would be the one I'd get, and I'd get the Now brand. That seems to be the best one I've found, and affordable.
Okay.
If you've been in it a while, let's see. Boy, that's a good one.
I would say a cookbook.
I was just thinking that, and I was trying to think of which cookbook.
Well, depending on the person, I actually have 2 right here that are really good.
Uh-huh.
Keto Barbecue.
Yeah.
And then there's Myron Mixon's Keto Barbecue. Both of those are really good.
Yeah, Myron's a good dude. I like him.
I have a couple others that venture into cast iron and crock pot, that kind of stuff.
Right.
So some sort of easy cookbook.
Yeah. It's just something that, because if you've been making stuff on your own, you can get stale with it, and this will give you some new ideas.
Bat 13, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Bat.
So you said you got a dessert one.
I've got a keto dessert cookbook, and one thing, we've tried several of the recipes out of it, but there's one that Teresa likes so much that I bet you I've made it 6 or 8 times already, and that's a keto cheesecake inside the Instapot.
Okay.
And we used cashews as the breading, as the crust. So we got a big old thing of cashews from Sam's Club, throw them in the food processor, grind them up like graham cracker crumbs, makes a cashew crust with butter, and then it's delicious.
Okay. A waffle maker, electrolytes, a cookbook or 7.
Yeah. Something that a cookbook that they wouldn't think to buy for themselves, and that on their own, just to kind of spice things up and change the menu up a little bit.
Would you add like what is that? Would you add any sweeteners?
Allulose.
Would you get like the packets or a bag?
The bag.
Okay.
Allulose. I'm telling you, just if you got to have a sweetener you're putting in it, use allulose.
Okay.
It's, as far as I'm concerned, it's the best out there. It's not as sweet as sugar or the other sweeteners, especially sucralose. But you can adapt to it with just add a little more. Like I think you'd have to use like a cup of it for every half cup of sugar, or 3/4 cup of sugar, or something like that is the ratio.
Okay. Well, Honey Badger's got a real good one here.
What's that?
At Sam's Club, you can get a box of liquid IV, the supersized box of beef jerky, a cast iron skillet, which is always great because you're trying. At this point, if you're thinking about keto, you're thinking about whatever you're putting into your body, right? So
Yep.
You're going to want Teflon because that's like a killer, right? Everybody hates that.
Yep.
Frugal Mama, what's going on? Our treasured homestead, how are you?
Hey, Mom.
So a cast iron skillet's fantastic. I would also reach out and say something like a Buzzy Wax or a cast iron cure, or something to maybe some care items for the skillet.
Yeah.
Maybe a business card to Honey Badger's channel to show how to care for your skillets. Yep, the scrubby. Yep, I got a chainmail, but it doesn't have the sponge on the inside. It's just a chain. But I find like a green Scotch pad works fantastic.
Huh.
I use that more than I do the chainmail. Box of iodized salt and butcher shop gift card. Absolutely.
See, I avoid the iodized salt.
I don't know. I don't use enough of it to either way. And the girls have actually went to give blood, and like Cubs come back with low iodine. So she has to use more iodine or whatever. So I don't know. I don't use that much salt to where I think it makes a difference.
Okay.
If you're using a pinch or two here and there, like table salt,
Yeah.
I don't see a difference. I don't think $5 cost in my little pinch is going to make a big difference.
Well, I go and I get the pink salt that's at Dollar Tree,
Okay.
and I get the kosher salt that's at Dollar Tree. So,
I do get this, the McCormick's pink salt,
uh-huh.
and then it's got the grinder on top,
Uh-huh.
and I will dump that out. I'll take the top off, dump it out, and cold smoke the pink salt. And give that away as a gift at Christmas time.
Smoked salt is a dang good taste to it.
Yes. So I have done that. I did that a couple years ago. I did last year, maybe last year. I gave away some smoked salt for Christmas.
I remember the first time I was doing smoked salt, I was using the little Morton's table salt, instead of using the thick crystal, the kosher salt or whatever, and it just did not come out right.
No, and I've actually one time I was playing around with it and I soaked some apple wood in water for like 4 hours, and I know I'm one of those that you don't soak your wood. Yeah, I'm on that train. There's a whole reason behind that, and before Charlie will understand this, and so will Terry. They build boats out of wood. How much water is that really absorbing? Just think about that. But I soaked the wood in the water, and then took that water, put it into a spritz bottle, and then every 30 minutes, I walked out to the smoked salt and spritzed it lightly, just misted it on there.
Yeah.
That way the salt would absorb the water, which absorbed the smoke.
Right.
So I would get more smoke.
It induced more smoke into it.
Yeah. So I got more smoke in it without burning it, basically.
Honey Badger, I just don't like the taste of iodized salt. That's all. It's no particular reason. I stay away from it for that. It just doesn't taste as good.
Yep. And it's all personal preference. I mean,
and I can't taste the difference.
I don't either, because it's so fine, and I just put just a little bit on, like table salt, and I mean, I buy a box, a little carton of that Morton's,
right.
And that'll last me for years.
See, if I don't have a choice and it's only table salt, regular table salt, I won't use salt because I really don't like the taste of it. But now if I can, like if I go to a Waffle House and I get eggs and I want to put salt on it, I have been known to bring my own pink salt.
Okay. And I don't even notice when I use it in rubs, because I make my own seasonings. A lot of times I use kosher or sea salt because of the flakes.
Right, and I love the flakiness of it. Celtic salt is the same way. It's got a good flake to it. I like that too. It gets in there so good.
Yep. And I like the bigger granules, especially for like a salt and pepper. I've got a salt pepper mix that I use a lot, and it's 2 parts black pepper to 1 part salt.
Right.
But it's the 16 mesh black pepper and kosher salt or the sea salt.
Right.
Whichever one is inexpensive at the time. But I make up a big batch of it, and then it takes me a long time to go through it. But
now Redmond's real salt, I like it, but it's not iodized. And I think it must be the iodine in there that's really bothers me.
It could be. And what I've noticed is a lot of the keto shows, this is just my opinion before, but what I find is they don't want all the processing that the iodized has.
That's true. That's true. It does have a lot.
which is the main reason. Because I mean, it's a mineral. It's coming out of the ground. You're getting out of a cave. They're mining it. It's coming up. It's getting washed. It's getting bleached. It's getting basically cleaned and purified, and then they're adding iodine to it, which is a whole nother process, which then gets shipped and packaged.
Well, Paige will tell you, when I first started, up until I started keto, up until then, I did not touch a salt shaker because I couldn't stand the taste of it. And it was just regular table salt. And then after I started keto and I started looking into it and I heard about this pink salt and that it didn't have it, I'm like, well, maybe it tastes different. Let me try it. And sure enough, I liked the taste of it.
Mm-hmm.
Where I did not care for the iodine. I even went back and tried the iodized again just to see if my taste had changed. And I'm like, nope, don't want it. Nope. I just.
But if you're taking, like, if you're putting it on food,
Mm-hmm.
or if you're licking it out of your hand.
Well, I put it on food because I wanted it to be as I was going to eat it.
Right. So it's like, how much are you putting on to where it imparts the chemical flavor?
Right. And apparently it don't take much from having it impart the flavor to me.
Yep.
I can man, it. And then I branched out and I said, well, let's try kosher salt and sea salt. Same thing, no troubles.
Yeah.
And then I said, well, what about this Redmond's real salt? Tried it, no trouble.
Yep. When I went to kosher salt, it was just because of the thicker granules, the flakes.
Right. And I love that because of that.
And being on a rub, or because then you could kind of see it, and it just added a little bit more flavor.
Yeah, I got right here. This is the flaky. It's it says fine ground, but it's kind of flaky.
Yeah.
Even at fine ground, it's kind of flaky. Not fine ground like the sand almost that pink salt and the Morton table salt is,
Yep. And like the sea salt, I got into that one because later on, because I like the idea of it came from the ocean. Yeah, I just thought that was kind of neat that it's coming from the ocean, which outside of fish and crustaceans, there's not much we use out of the sea.
This is true.
So I was like, that's kind of cool. That's a thing that's going to keep. I mean, water levels are changing and all that, but that's something that's sustainable. It's going to keep reproducing.
Right. It'll give back.
So would you? I mean, if you were throwing together a gift basket for a gift, you would throw in a little salt, Redmond's.
Yes.
Or
pink, or something like that.
Now I would do this little. I like the pink salt in the grinder and smoking it because of the color.
Okay.
That's why I went pink salt. That, and for some reason, because it's prettier, it's healthier.
Yeah. Sounds good to me. I like that logic. That logic makes perfect sense to me.
Yep. So salt isn't my flavor profile. It's not mine either. My wife grew up very bland because her dad had congestive heart failure. So everything she had was very bland, where a little bit of table salt and black pepper would go miles. I tend to like more of a rub kind of seasoning on different things than I do just straight salt pepper. But there are, like brisket, I love my 2 parts black pepper and 1 part salt.
Mm-hmm.
On my brisket flats. Pork chops, same way. There's times where I don't want all the fanciness. I want the good, the salt pepper.
Right. Let me get my quesadilla going here.
Okay. Well, let's see. What about you?
Well, I'd have to think hard to come up with a keto gift basket because I'm not doing keto near as much as I was, a couple years back.
Right.
So to sit here and to come up with a keto basket, I mean, I wouldn't even attempt it.
Okay.
But like we were talking about a griddle basket or a smoking basket, stuff like that, that'd be a whole lot, more my style, something I could easily come up with.
Yep.
But that could be keto too.
Yes,
It could be.
absolutely. The griddling, you think about it. If you take the carbs out of your food, keto.
Yeah.
You take out all the. Then you get into the how deep of keto do you want to get? Do you want to get into like no processing, and then you're just like Tom Garvey says, if it ain't got a label on it, it's for me. Like a nutrition label, he goes in.
And folks, I've been to his kitchen. He ain't lying.
If it comes out of a can, he ain't using it.
Yep.
So, that's a whole different style of keto that I'm not into. I'm not there.
He says his food does not come with instructions.
Yes, and I'm not there, and that's okay.
Because he ain't lying, folks. I've been in his kitchen and he's telling the God honest truth.
Now we went to.
I'm gonna tell you, I have eaten his food. It ain't nothing short of fantastic. That makes me cook.
The girls and I have been doing, like the little barbecue taste tests and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And, the last place we were at, they had the loaded nachos. I had a couple nacho chips, and that was it. Had just for the video, a couple bites of the baked beans, a couple bites of the mac and cheese, and that was it. I let the girls destroy the rest of it. I went mainly for I did have the slaw because they didn't like the slaw, but it was like 2 ice cream scoops of slaw and the brisket. Tried the sauce, a little bit of the sauce, but I didn't eat the whole thing. So I was trying to keep my carb count low. Just trying to, so I'm not where Tom's at, where it's if it has a label on it or it's got any kind of processing in it, you don't touch it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that bad on it either. I'm not that far into it, but I'm probably closer than you are than he is on that, because you're not as tight on it as a lot of folks. I'm not as tight on it as a lot of folks, but I'm a little tighter than what you are, and Tom is way more tighter than both of us.
Right. And that's perfectly fine.
Exactly.
So it's one of those that it's okay to not be perfect, which I think some of these, that's part of the discouraging part of this lifestyle.
Yeah, and he and Marie have done well with it. Marie, she is a good cook in her own right, a very good cook in her own right, but she says, shoot, I got a pro chef out there. And folks, he was a chef.
Yeah.
That man, he done forgot more than I know about cooking.
Yep. What else did we put into the basket?
I know one thing. I love this little tool.
Oh, the plunger.
I love this little tool.
The plunger whisk. Nice.
I love it. and it's great. I'd put that in there just as a tool to have because I use it all the time.
That's my plunger whisk.
I like that too.
It's
It's
what I call grandma's whisk.
Grandma used to do it.
You're ready to eat, aren't you, Rusty?
I can eat.
I know
what he was doing.
So I'm going to go ahead and serve this up. We've cut the heat off because it was starting to percolate.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and serve up. Rusty's ready to eat.
Okay. I've got mine. The soup. Now, if I was cooking soup, I would probably let this simmer for a couple of hours. But for the purposes of this just shows you can make a homemade soup in no time at all if you really want to.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's an equal part. If we're at the equal stages right here or not, we'll see.
Probably just don't.
This has got great color to it too. Let me show you the color on this. Look at the color on that.
Oh, that looks great.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it so we're even.
Oh, I'm gonna just dump it in.
Yeah, just trying to get it so we're even to 1 cup, 1 cup. Sounds like a video Charlie would watch. 2 cups and a fat guy. Me. No, I wasn't calling you fat, Rusty.
I remember the first time I can't remember who it was, but told me, hey, go to Google and type in 2 girls in a cup.
Oh!
And I did it, and I'm like,
Never
again.
Never again. I'm not trusting that jack for nothing. Can you reach the dried parsley? Right there. Yep. Cool. Let's just put the dried parsley on it, and then we'll get the thumbnail, and then if you want more Old Bay, we'll add it. All right. So here we go. Oh, I moved this one. I got to get a thumbnail here. Here we go. Pretty simple. Nothing too bad.
Awesome.
I do like this idea of just having the this little burner because thinking ahead, if we do go to other places, we could essentially camp out, like do a camp cook type deal. Right. Move this out of the way. Oop, there it goes. Get the old thumbnail here. Let's see. All right. They're out of the chat. You went ahead and added more Old Bay right off the bat.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I've had that. No, I'm sorry. I have not had that. But if I was to take a guess, it would that I would have to add Old Bay to it also because I don't imagine it's like overwhelming with Old Bay.
Yeah, when I first tried it, I had to add more, but trying to figure out how to get the good shot here. We got a lot of shadows. Stick this up right. Here we go.
The cheese is starting to melt.
There we go. That's a bit better. Thanks, sir. All right. So, spoon. Move my trim out of the way. Old Bay, in case you need it, which I know I needed it, so I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some on.
What would you reckon it'd been like if you'd have cooked it in it? If you'd have put more in when you was cooking it?
Depending on how much you were adding, you could easily go too much.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. So if you were to knew how much you were going to put in, like say just a teaspoon or something, right? You just went one dusting over the top,
Right.
and it started in. It would give it opportunity for the flavors to meld and flavor the whole soup.
Right.
But you could easily go too much.
Yeah.
And this way you're, by the time you get it, since we split the can, you got all over you. By the time you split the can, you get the taste of how much is there. You're about done. So. But yeah, definitely if you knew how much to add, you could add it in ahead of time.
Yeah.
Over there.
Cooking is going to intensify it.
Yes.
It's like when you make something and you add spices to it, the longer it sits in there, the more it's going to marry into it, and the more you're going to taste it.
And see, like right there, the salt level for me is right on that edge where it's a little too much.
Yeah.
And that's because of Old Bay.
Right.
It's got a lot of salt in it. Had I used like my Cajun rub that doesn't have all the salt in it,
right,
I would have added more to get more of that Cajun flavor.
Yep.
If you use like an Uncle Steve's or something like that, another Cajun, or Tony Chachere's with no salt, you could add just a bit more to get the other flavors in to intensify everything.
Yeah.
But the salt level is probably just right for you.
This is true. Let me see if Paige's on camera tonight. I can tell you that much right now. She has already said, I'm getting ready for bed. So she's tired and all, and she wanted to get ready for bed. And I know she's not going to get on camera, but she might taste it and give us a report without being on camera. Let me go get her.
So while Mike's gone, what do you think, since you've never had it?
It's pretty good. I expected it to have a more clammy flavor.
Mm-hmm.
This has got a more potato flavor. This is very potato heavy.
Yep. The clams are very to find a clam, like we're talking it's like a third size of a penny. Nope, that was a tater. Like the clams are hidden in here. So I would almost do this again. But get a can of clams, strain the juice, but not rinse them. So that way you get some of that real good clam juicy flavor. And add our own clams into it for that. I think that would really boost it up. But it does have a lot more taters in it.
It'd be definitely a good base.
Mm-hmm. Pretty tasty though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would you pick this over the regular clam chowder in a can?
I don't think so.
Okay. Maybe that'll be a comparison we do one time as get.
The other clam chowder that I've had, I forgot the brand name that we usually get, but it has a really good clam flavor. I mean,
Okay. This does have more taters in it, more tater flavor. Tom's Food Factory, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Tom.
So it would be kind of an interesting thing to try this versus the regular.
I could bring my bag of clam chowder I got at home.
We don't need that big a bag. and then spruce up.
Is this what I was supposed to do?
Well, listen, we can try that.
Yeah.
What is that? Bread.
Especially with it being winter time. And
Quesadilla.
Oh,
We eat it.
we're doing both.
and if we do the setup,
In lieu of a grilled cheese sandwich.
there's a clam. I'd pull it out and show you, but that's probably my only thing is the Old Bay in it is just right for begin, like to begin with, to add to your own, so you can add your own. Don't want a whole lot more. The clams are very hidden, but other than that, it's a great.
Really good.
Okay, we got a report on it right here.
Good lunch.
What do you say, Paige?
How many is that?
10. She says if I had 10 thumbs, if I was all thumbs, they'd all be up.
Nice.
It's delicious.
Well, good.
Yeah. This is let me cut up the quesadilla here a little more.
So I hadn't tried that yet.
Let's see. Tom says his dad used to always add salt and pepper to both. Yep. Yeah, I always had pepper around. Usually the salt's enough for me. Very rarely do I add more salt. Where Rusty's more, you are always like it needs more salt.
Right.
You know, like this was just fine. It was right on the verge of savoriness for me. But, yep, Paige approves, so that means it's good.
It is. And this quesadilla is even better. Quesadilla, whatever you call it.
Let's see if I can set this down.
I love a good quesadilla.
Mm-hmm.
Give y'all a look at the plating here.
Ooh, that's like Panera Bread style.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yep, I'm proud of that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep, I like that.
That's a wall hanger, Mike.
I like that, man. I
Take pictures a thumbnail and put it on the wall.
might have to do that.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, I like the way yours looks too.
Did you taste it?
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's so
If she's loving the quesadilla, dunking it in there would be excellent. Mm.
good.
Mm.
So what y'all want to do next week?
I don't know. What do you think? I cheated this week.
Wait,
He did a can of soup.
what?
This page I did
You did
I did Old Bay clam chowder.
Oh my Lord.
But
Well, he went to get his car repaired, and after he saw how much it was, he said, "Well, yep, I ain't doing clam chowder. I'm doing it from a can if I'm doing it." If I'm,
I already had it in the pantry.
That's
Yeah.
cheating.
It is, but it's only 18 carbs per half can.
But it's cheating and I didn't make it homemade.
Well,
he made it in your
I
home.
wasn't in the rules.
You made it in your home.
We made it at home, so it is homemade.
And I got to use my 1 quart burner and pot setup.
Okay.
So I did it differently than just dumping it in a bowl and throwing it in the microwave.
Yep.
So there is that. And it's something Rusty has never had.
Okay.
Oh, I saw your turkey and noodles.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my Lord, that looks so good.
Oh my goodness. I tell you what, those noodles, they're made in Fredericksburg, Ohio.
Okay.
And that is honestly as close to my aunt's homemade noodles that I've ever had. And I don't do a lot of that, but growing up, my aunt made turkey and noodles, and it wasn't a holiday without them. The one year she didn't make them, and everybody like mutiny. It was. We were like, we're not coming next year.
Yeah.
But my cousin in Noonan, she found that and she said, try this. And I was like, okay. And I bought 4 bags and we're slowly working through, like, I'm not eating a lot. My wife loves them. The kids love them. So I had a bowl and then that was it. So, because I'll feel it in my legs.
Yeah, me too.
But man, that homemade broth is what really puts it over the top.
Yeah.
I meant to bring in your bag of turkey for your ball. I left it in the house.
But did you come up with something yet, Rusty?
No.
Throws it in the grill for 2 minutes. Oh, I see what you're saying. You think I sous vide barbecue, and then you know what though? That is a good idea.
It is a good idea.
So there has been like the dark side of barbecue competition.
Mm-hmm.
There has been people that have basically made everything at home.
Yeah.
Vacuum sealed it, took it to the comp because it's done differently and there's nobody watching, and made their box out of stuff from the home and just cooked everything and sent it off. So
Yeah.
that has, and there's been where they brought in meat from, like they bought like a Cheshire pork, right? The high-end pork.
Right.
And used that instead of the butts that they were given at the comp. We don't do that because
we can't afford it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not enough money in it for
No, it's not.
to even attempt it.
They're going to give us 8 free butts. We're not going to pay $100 a piece for them.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I mean, good barbecues, cooking what you got, right?
Yep.
So
that's right.
So no, and Tom, I do not own a sous vide.
I don't either.
I did. I did some work for a guy, and he gave me a sous vide, and it sat in my drawer for about 3 years, and then I gave it to this guy for his daughter.
And we just used it for the first time last month and did a pork tenderloin, sous vide pork tenderloin, and it actually came out good. Now, I did have to take it outside and throw it on top of my smoker to get a little crust on it because it was way too wet.
Yeah.
But
then you're getting the smoke attaching to the moisture
right
on the outside.
You need to.
So I never got into on the sous vide train. Kind of like the air fryer. I haven't got on the air fryer train. Or the Instapot. I haven't done Instapot either.
This soup, the Italian sausage sets it off great.
Oh, I imagine that is amazing.
Yes. Well, if y'all come up with any ideas on next week, let me know.
Do you see the wheels turning?
Yeah, it's spinning.
Yeah. The smoke's starting to roll. I don't know if the camera's picking it up.
Let us go rolling, rolling. Him and Rawhide.
All right, so he's thinking.
I'm thinking too.
Well, then we'll make it a surprise for next week. We'll come up with something by Tuesday.
Well, we could do a breakfast if you want to do a breakfast.
You can do like fajitas or a little cheesesteak. Set the 2-burner thing back up and have the little flat top.
You want cheesesteaks?
Cheesesteaks. Okay, let's do it.
That's pretty simple. Cheesesteak / fajita,
Sure.
or just cheesesteak.
Which your choice, cheesesteak or fajita? That mean because
Let's do fajita.
but a Mexican cheesesteak.
Ooh, Mexican
If we do the
cheesesteak.
fajita, you can use those 0-carb tortillas that you got. You don't have to worry about getting any bread. So,
Well, a cheesesteak, you could do. We could do like a cheesesteak omelet.
True. There's ways you can bounce out on that real good.
Oh, he's about to say no.
I want the
Cheesesteak
bread.
goes in the bread.
That's right.
Okay, so let's just. What do you want?
Fajitas.
Rusty says fajitas.
All right, we'll do it.
All right, so fajitas next week.
Deal.
All right, cool. Everybody in chat, thank you for popping in. We greatly appreciate it. Cheesesteak omelet? Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
All in on that.
I'm all in on that one, dude. The cheesesteak omelet. That might have to be a Blackstone video at your house.
Okay.
I don't know when.
When it warms up a little.
That's 6 months from now.
Yeah, it'll probably be March, April. or tomorrow.
Rest of your team let me down this past Sunday.
Man, it was so freaking close. Whenever we took the lead,
To win that game.
and we took the lead with 30 seconds to go, I just knew we actually pulled one off, but nope, it didn't happen.
Yeah, I needed them to pull that one off. I was a Panther fan that afternoon.
I didn't even turn any football on.
Oh, you were still in mourning. I understand.
Yep, I was so mad. And then being a Bengals fan, that's terrible. My blood pressure couldn't handle it.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Because you'd have blew it up a gasket for sure.
Well, I don't know. We won't get into all that. But, hey, we got somebody from TC from
Lilburn.
Lilburn.
Hey, TC. I'm just I'm on the other side of 78 from you.
He'll be here for fajitas. All right, next time. Awesome.
All right. Yeah, I'm literally just on the other side of 78 from you.
Sweet. So we had somebody in from Rock Hill on Sunday. Well, still ain't figured out who it was.
Really? Wow.
So the girls were looking. I don't think they figured out who it was yet.
I thought they did. Because I know it's their age range, so it's I don't know if it's somebody they swam with or swam against.
Yeah,
but it's got to be school related.
probably from swim or something, but I don't know. But kind of neat when you get somebody from kind of local chiming in on our little channel.
Yep.
So, well, we will see you guys next week then. What do you think?
Sound like a plan.
Fajitas.
Fajita.
Fajita! I love fajitas.
Oh, I did too. Well, you see all my pictures. We make fajitas all the time at home.
Yeah. Maybe we'll break out the little Blackstone E series. Yeah.
I could bring my 17 or I could bring my 28 down.
He's got about every size.
No reason to bring my 36.
So, all right, y'all. Well, let's get out of here and y'all have a great night. And remember, there's 2 rules in cooking. Did you have fun? Did it taste good? Rock on. Y'all are awesome. Have a great week, everybody.
Have a great week, guys.
Let's be careful out there.